X put son back into preschool without my consent. Separated for 9 months. X put my son back into preschool without my consent. We're at the start of the divorce process, and have been separated for 9 months. I work, she doesn't. I moved in with my parents and she's at the house we own. We have 50-50 custody. It was going fine, but she's wanted to put my son back in daycare despite the pandemic and no real need to. She only has them half the week and doesn't work. I've been strongly opposed to him going back because of the pandemic and have vocalized that hundreds of times to her. Today she texted me that she made the decision to put him in school today, after the fact, so he went to school without my consent. I'm meeting with a divorce attorney tomorrow after mediation failed. She wanted him returning to preschool to be a contingency. I'm scared for myself and kids of COVID, and am furious and feel betrayed by her. Your advice is appreciated. Edit, update after speaking to lawyer. 1. She's going to get like 40% of my income. And I should start that now. The mortgage applies to that amount. 2. I've been watching the kids for 50% of the time and there is no reason the court would want that to change. 3. Can't do shit about preschool, but my wife will have to pay for it. Thanks for all your help and perspective, everyone. I don't know if your location affects the law, but in my state she can do what she wants on her time with him unless there is a specific agreement in place. Not much you can do about it. I'm in California and that's my understanding as well. Just brings up other issues of how much I should be trying to support her financially. She's getting 90% of the income right now, is on my insurance, and I just feel the need to separate everything financially as much, and as fairly as possible. TBH, I 50-50 hate sending my 3-year-old to preschool. I really don't want to put him in any additional danger of catching COVID, however there is also a danger in not socializing and learning surrounded by kids his age. It's a tough line to balance. She definitely should have agreed this with you first, I feel though. I have a 4-year-old who has been in preschool this entire year, outside of a 6-week period where the governor of my state would not allow. After I got her into a school for essential workers kids, her original school opened back up and we switched back, so she has been in 2 different schools this past year. It has been an experience, so I'll make a few points. 1. The school staff and other parents feel the same way you do for the most part. There are always outliers. 2. Look for a strict cleaning daily and quarantine policy with exposure. Ask about closures if an exposure happens and how close that exposure relationship is. 3. Look for curbside pickup and drop off. If parents aren't welcome in the school, that is less people your child will be interacting with. 4. It is good for kids to be with other kids, even from 6 feet away. 5. My kid smells like soap and Lysol when we pick her up. 6. I would ask your soon-to-be ex if you can contact the preschool to ease your concerns. Most schools require both parents' contact info. They should have yours as well as being kept in the loop regarding separation and custody status. Good luck. Thank you so much. In my state there is a thing called right of first refusal, so if the custodial parent needs a sitter for any reason, the non-custodial parent has to be the first one asked to watch the kid. See if you can get that in your agreement. That's a great call out. I'll see if that applies in California. Get a day planner and write everything down. Then get used to it until they're 18. Then hand the planner over to your ex and tell her thanks for the hell over the years. While I'm on it. At what point in the talking stage do you think it's normal to delete Tinder and stop talking to other people? I'm someone who does it straight away, right after meeting them, but the people I've been with don't do the same. Are my expectations just unrealistic that they will do the same as me? Edit, I put the talking stage in quotes BC in my case. We've kissed and got close to hooking up twice, but we're not dating. I should have clarified that, if that changes the situation, since it's a little more serious than just talking but we're not dating. There's really nothing more humiliating and defeating than re-downloading the dating app you deleted in a fit of optimism just a couple weeks ago. Once you've established your exclusive or otherwise defined the relationship, go ahead and delete it. Not until you both agree to be exclusive. This exclusive thing is so weird to me. Maybe it's a cultural thing, but for me it's really weird to have interest in someone while being available. I went on another first date after my first date with my now husband. I deleted it after date 3 and then let him know I had on date 4 or 5 and he'd stopped talking to people when we started dating but deleted the app after I said about it. I think it's fine to have a preference, but it also doesn't show they're not being genuine if they don't delete it straight away. ETA, I think it's really interesting reading the comments and seeing how many people would stop talking to others after the first date, and I think I am naturally like that too. The first date I had with my husband was organized after the first date I had later. I was waiting for about a month to meet this guy I thought I had a great connection with, but I went on another date in the meantime because I was new to the apps and really enjoying getting out of the house and meeting new people. If I hadn't had the long wait, I don't think I would have dated 2 people at once. I had 2 dates with the other guy before I ended it with him. That was enough time to know we didn't click. I think I would have gone on 4 dates max before picking if I had liked them both. But the key thing for me is that it's obviously so subjective. No one on this post completely agrees, so you really can't expect anything of the person you're dating. If you want to know how they see it, you have to ask, and if they're not willing to stop talking to other people when you would like, it doesn't make them a bad person, but it might mean you're incompatible. I delete apps when we make it clear we are boyfriend and girlfriend. Honestly, when you feel you want to do so, regardless of what other people say. If you like to be invested in one person from the outset, go for it. If you prefer to keep your options open till further in, that is cool too. Honestly, as long as you get rid of them once you are in a committed relationship, who cares? How can I, 17/M, tell my parents, 33/MF, I wish they'd stop treating me like a friend and more like their son. My parents were in HS, same HS I go to. My teacher is the same one who used to teach my dad. When they had me, growing up, they were cool. They were young and hip and everyone loved them. My brother and I really loved them when we were younger because we had no rules. My dad was this super cool big brother and my mom a big sister. Growing up, we had the world. They provided for us anything we wanted. We never got in trouble. We had unlimited free time. No matter bad we fucked up, our parents did not care. But I'm 17 going on 18. I'm in my final year of HS and I'm really struggling and they're not giving me the support I want. I resent them. I'm failing my 2 core classes and they don't care. I'm not punished, no talks with the teacher. They think me not graduating or me not getting into a good school is no big deal. My dad says he dropped out his senior year and turned out okay. My dad is a bartender. My mom works at Target as a stocker. I don't want to follow in their footsteps. They don't care. My little brother is 15 and having sex and staying out late. Hell, when they found out I was having sex, my dad thought it was so cool and gave me a high five. He even gave me sex advice. And it's just old now that I'm getting older. I'm thinking about the future and I just need advice, support, structure. They aren't providing me with structure. Am I being too self-centered? How can I tell them I just want them to treat me like their son and help me? I'm not an equal, I'm their kid. My mom wasn't exactly a free spirit, I think more so exhausted and depressed. But I had a similar experience in that she didn't really care that I was failing in HS. Though I personally had a strong desire to escape my small town and received a rude awakening when I didn't get accepted to 4-year colleges with my shit HS GPA. That was the personal kick in the ass I needed. I put myself through 2-year college. And partly because I was paying for it myself and also partly because I was determined as hell to get to 4-year college, as I saw that as a ticket to get out of my town. I worked very hard and did well. I got a college degree and ultimately a good job. Long story short, you may have to use your gumption here. As disappointing as it to not have someone else pushing you towards it, in their own way, their lack of pushing is giving you your own personal strength. Don't fail school, as it'll be harder to find success. Though not impossible, as I did real shit, but I was able to turn it around. Try talking about it with them. If they're cool and free-spirited, they should sort of understand and take it into consideration. Tell them how you don't feel emotionally and mentally supported by them. You could always seek guidance from counselors as well. Reach out to your counselors and ask them for advice, as well as teachers. 19F, didn't have anyone looking after me in school and I failed a bunch of classes in high school. My swim coach started talking to me though and helping me with goals. I ended up graduating with a 2.9 and getting into some unis due to my SAT scores. I ended up attending community college though. You could do the same and transfer out to a university if you didn't take ACT or SAT. If you're in the US, you're probably not going to be able to change them. Sure, when you're 40 and haven't accomplished anything you can blame them for their lack of support and guidance, but what good does that do? You sound mature enough to know what you want, set your goals and go accomplish them. You will thank yourself later. Set your goals and go accomplish them. True. Instead of trying to change your parents, go talk to one of your guidance counselors, or a trusted teacher. Tell them you need help organizing yourself, setting up measurable, realistic goals for the week, month, quarter, and year. And then set up recurring meetings with this person so that you are held accountable. Your parents ain't gonna change. You can. If you sincerely ask for help, and you ask the right person, then you will receive this help. Go for it. I don't think you can do it, but honestly, the fact you see this tells me you're going to do fine. My youngest is 20, so I can tell you, the hard part of being a parent isn't a screaming toddler or sulking 8-year-old. It's taking your kids from their teen years into young adulthood. That is way harder than any issue when they are young. Let me tell you something you won't realize. Cool parents are all well and good, but when their real job kicks in, where they need to be the stepping stone into adulthood, that coolness is a smokescreen for shirking parental responsibility. You just concentrate on you. To even see that they should be providing better structure and guidance means you are well on the way to making your own decisions for the best life you can have. I'd have loved to have been a cool parent, but my job was to tell them, I'm not your friend, I'm your dad.